All right, good morning, guys. A quiet day for me yesterday, and some of you guys nailed Tesla in and out a few times. Congrats, Yash Mastercard, amazing call, and many of you guys nailed some other plays. But Tuesday was slow. It was meant to be slow, and congrats. And you guys, I hope, understand why it was slow, right? Not every day is a trading day. We had a great Monday last week, a great Friday, entire last week, and today we're probably gonna have some great trades. But after 2:30 or after 2 o'clock, if you try to front run the Fed, you will be paying some premiums. If you happen to be right, congrats. If wrong, then it was your choice. So don't try to front run it. Wait until 2:30, see what they have to say. They can say anything pretty much, and we don't know. But there are three things that I will tell you. If they keep their comments the same from the last meeting that they told us about their hike plan, if it all stays the same, then this is likely the bottom, and the things are probably priced in, and then the technicals stay in, and then we play the market based on the technicals. All these 50 ms, 200 ms will come in, and then we'll see how to play it. If they change their course in the sense they increase the rate hikes more than what they mentioned earlier, then obviously market might not like that. Then we'll probably break the lows of this week and probably head further down. All right. So I don't know how the market will take that in, and if they decrease the rates, if they make it even, if they go even easier, then there's a likelihood that we even rally more, right? So let's see what they have to say. So until then, no need to guess anything. All right. And SPX, I'll just go over some levels, but before that, VIX is under $30. As long as VIX holds under 30, and today by Fed, I'll give you guys a level here on VIX. If we might get the Vanna rally in the end of the day based on the gamma report, I'll go over that as well, right? VIX, if it goes lower than 20, 25, okay, so VIX, if it goes lower than, write this down, VIX, if it sees lower than 26 hold and breaks 25 today, we're gonna see a Vanna rally. All right, after Fed. Okay, mark this down. This is very highly likely to happen as long as VIX we see lower than 26. See, I don't go over VIX a lot. I know LB goes over this a lot. He studies this a lot. But it was about time that on this squeeze it makes sense. And then after, once it breaks 25, comes to 20, I will not look at VIX ever again until it breaks 23, 24 again if I see more downside, right? But as long as we go hold lower than 26 hold and break 25 today, then the Vanna rally is there's no doubt it's coming today then. All right, so we'll see how that one goes, and I'll just take this off my chart and let's go over SPX. So SPX, yesterday's choppy action in pre-market, we went over this choppy action that the gamma report gave it away, is backed by data. It's not me saying it, that's the data, the algos that is backed by, right? And Brent and his team has done an amazing job, so I do want to give them credit. I mean, there's such a great product they've created. And on SPX, I just want to give you guys some levels here. 4,400 will act as resistance. Well, I think we're currently higher than 4,400 pre-market, right? Yeah, we are. And so 4,400, as long as we hold, we can probably see 4,500 after Fed, all right? And all the way towards 4,520 and 4,550, I believe. And if we stay under 4,400, our next levels are 4,350. And then obviously we have all the way towards 4,300. And by any chance, if we close near 4,300 today and tomorrow there's a gap down into Friday, expect a big red flush. All right, just based on certain technicals. But again, until Fed, I don't know what's going to happen, right? I humbly admit I have zero idea what's going to happen. But after 2:30, I might get a little sense as to what will happen. At 2 o'clock, they'll announce their rates. And then at 2:30, Jay Powell, his conference. And then usually sometimes the moves are made after 3 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, 2:05, we get the initial rip and dip, right? The fake outs happen, and then after 2:30, based on Jay Powell's comments, that's when the market the algos actually kick in. So around 3 o'clock. So let's see what plays come in, and then we'll go on from there. All right. And I just want to go over SPY daily. If you look at the gamma report, there's something that it says, right? If you guys read it, and there's a possibility of a large directional move to finish the week, and I agree. And if that happens, you can even play strangles 2-3 weeks out, and I'm pretty sure a lot of calls or puts will go over 100-200%. And if nothing happens, then at least the value is held, right? If you're unsure of what the market is going to do, strangles can be a great play. All right, they'll likely work in your favor if you buy some time and just sit tight. Okay, and I just want to go over certain things. March 20th and December 18th, based on the gamma report. So let's look at that. So SPY. In December 2018, we had this nice little dip, and then similar to what's happening right now. and then we had a nice little rally after. All right, so the same thing can happen here also, as long as Fed keeps it easy, or same thing, the same comments from last time. And then same thing as March. All right, a nice little rally. The only way for this market to edge lower now, the only way for market to go lower now is if Fed increases or says certain things that the market might not like now. All right, that's the only way the market is going to go down, or else for short term this is likely a bottom. Now let's go on the monthly. Now this is going to be in play. The Fed Powell is in play this week and starting next week. But remember one thing, I will go over again, no matter what the February 2nd and 3rd week, I promise you guys, that's when we actually get the sense of what the market will do coming weeks. I can promise you guys this. What the Fed has to say is going to be a short-term move for this week, and next week it'll be play tech earnings. But February 2nd and 3rd week is when we'll get the sense of what the market is going to do. Because based on the monthly, we took out the lows of the last 5 months. That is not good. So the signal is already here that in the coming months we might even reverse here, go back up, and then come back in March or April or May or June, right? Remember this, and mark my words on this, is going to happen. It's just a matter of time when it happens. All right, so there is more downside that I do expect on SPY. I do see the lows of Jan being taken out sometime this year. All right, it's very important to understand, right? Because I know Fed, everyone, we all hype it, but then it's only for a few days, right? Like Jay Powell only matters to me for this week and next week. After that, I don't care about him. My technicals will be back in play. All right, and some things now. Somebody asked about BTC and Ethereum. I think that was Rav, I think. So BTC, USDT, I'll go over this also, guys. Fed will, it matters a lot what Fed has to say. All right. So BTC, I mean, these last 3 months, they took out the gains are very weak, and obviously, it's just trying to hold above this 29K. As long as this 29K and 30K level is held, we can probably see much higher. All right. And don't forget, we gave up a lot of gains here. And if 29, 30K gets taken out, then we might even say, who knows, 20K, 10K, anything is possible. Bitcoin is really, is volatile. And on the monthly, the MACD is crossing for the first time since this chart is lined up since 2017. All right. So that's not good. So we are likely going to see a long consolidation phase here. And don't be surprised. I know all these analysts come out, they say Bitcoin's going to go to a million, it's going to go to 100K, half a million. I'm not saying I don't believe them. Bitcoin was, I think, $300, $200 the first time I looked at it when I was a young kid, and I wish I had bought it, right? But obviously it's trading at 60K, so anything is possible with this name. But based on Fed, I think it has gone up a lot now. It might consolidate for some time. They might play games, right? So I would just say day-to-day trade. If you're hodling, I think this is a good time to scale in. I also bought some around 35, 34K, just a small scale in. And then if it goes towards 20K, 15, and if I still believe in it, I will scale in a little bit more, right? So Bitcoin, these are my thoughts. I personally don't know what's not going to happen. I'm not a big crypto guy. T has a lot more knowledge with these things, so maybe he can help in the voice chat. But Ethereum also on a monthly complete selling volume, and now is probably going to visit $2,000 mark based on the technicals. Right, but what Fed has to say today, it will matter a lot. All right, I'm just going on the monthly actions right now, and let's see if we reverse back up, because after this Fed meeting, we'll get some sense in crypto as well. Crypto again, February 2nd and 3rd week is when we'll see some proper moves. All right, so February 2nd and 3rd, and then we have JPM Morgan. So let's go over the XLF first. Financials on the monthly, putting in a nice little top pattern, not good. A star pattern. And if we go on the daily, we did catch the puts on financials, right? We did catch the move. Those puts actually paid really well, and now we're just here holding the support of the breaking of this support right here. Right, we're basically holding this breakout level, these supports. And Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, all these banks went down a lot. As after this Fed, again, things will have more clarity. But personally, in the coming months, I might see higher on banks. But at the same time, I also see a long consolidation phase in banks as well, right? Sometimes when banks consolidate, they consolidate for a long time and they don't move, right? XLF, it needs to get back above 40 in order for me to go long on banks. Above 40, minimum hold, right? So if we go over JPM, now the ticker that was requested, we do have some support. It's at the support levels here, a very strong support level, there's no doubt, just like most stocks in the market right now. And We're just holding this support right now. And as long as we continue holding this support, we don't break on JPM, we might get this touch all the way towards the $157, $160 level, right? But if these levels fail and we break 140, right? If we break 140 to a downside, banks are likely done for some time. That I can promise you. So on JPM at least, right? If 140 breaks and holds underneath, avoid going long, then we're probably going to go much lower on the banks because it's taking out all these supports right here, right? But again, Fed comments today will shape up the moves in these names, and let's see how they work out. If I was to go long or short here, I will just wait until Fed and avoid. And XLE Energy, I totally got burned on this play. Absolutely got burned. I openly admit it. That's fine. It happens. It's part of trading, right? And this was actually, I think this was the only play I made this week so far. And on energy, I went short right here. I saw some similarities as financials, and I took a short. My position was up initially. And how often do these big moves come in energy, right? I think that Russia, Ukraine, and then oil breakout kicked in, and I got caught on this move, and it absolutely ripped. The chart actually now looks bullish. It's not bearish no more. As long as we continue holding above 65, this sees much higher, I think, right? And XOM also, I bought the puts right here, right? And I was expecting some downside, a nice little flush towards the 67, 65 area, but completely reversed back up. And yesterday when it came down and reversed again and took out the highs of the last 4 days, that's nothing but strength, right? This is nothing but some Ronnie Coleman move, right? So energy is strong, is gapping up. The only time I will short energy now or XOM if it comes down to 73, 72 and I see some weakness, and if the Russia-Ukraine news calm down a little bit, then maybe. But if those things stay escalated, then oil prices are likely to go higher, I believe, and then these continue higher, right? But for now, me personally, I'm just completely gonna ignore the energy sector. My play did not work, so that's fine. And let's see. On energy, based on the longer term time frames, guys, personally, is bullish right now. All right, I was bearish under these levels, calling a top for short term. But nope, it took out and is actually bullish. And then we have some requests, I believe, here. So Crobel, I hope I answered your XLE question, right? Yeah, Nvidia loved stock. Now you guys are seeing gap ups across the board. Now these gap ups look great, but if you were to buy these calls yesterday, let's say before close when we were looking at it, it was gonna break out. So even if the market gives you now there is a gap up, that does not mean you jump in right away. After Fed, things can change. All right. So this gap up, I just want to see. It's not gonna V shape. We might get the rally towards 250, 260. There's no doubt. This zone can definitely happen, right? We might get the rally towards this zone. Whoever catches it, but it will be a gambler's bet. That I can tell you for sure. But for me, after Fed, we'll see what happens, and then we can see a rally. But Nvidia better hold on to these levels, which is a 220 level. So 220 or the 200 MA on the daily is a must hold. If it breaks this level and holds underneath, we're gonna go much lower, guys. All right, so we will go much lower. So 200 MA is a must hold on Nvidia. And but I do expect a large directional move towards the end of the week. Amazon also, these gap up is real, and we continue gap up and go, then we're likely probably gonna visit this area right here towards 3,000. Right, this area, and then we see what happens, and then maybe from here we come back down again, or maybe we go through. No idea what's going to happen, and just completely going to ignore Amazon for now until we get some confirmation. However, this is a long scaling on equity, which I did a little bit. That's an equity play, which is of course I'm not worried about that. And second scaling will be around 2,300, 2,400 if it comes sometime this year. Who knows, right? And but for equity, I will definitely look to nibble some names. Microsoft, great earnings. Initially there was a huge dump, but then the comments came out, obviously, right? The comments came, and now there's a gap up. But I can tell you guys one thing. I'll stand by this by the end of the year. 300 will be a multiple revisit level. That I can tell you guys for sure, coming months. That's one thing I can give you guys from my experience. 300 will be a multiple revisit level coming months. What I mean by that is Microsoft. We will see these moves on Microsoft, right? It might even go back to 340, but it's probably going to come back with a 330. It might go to 250. It'll come back with a 300. But 300 will be a level that will be visited a few times this year. All right, that I can give you guys from my experience. And that's Microsoft. But one last comment. I've made it before. I'll make it again. My admins keep making it. Until 2:30, please be patient, or take fast scalps only. Do not try to pick a direction. That's, if you try to pick a direction before Fed and you think you know it, then you're basically gambling. Good luck, it's your money. We wish you all the best, right? That's all like we can say. And guys, MSL admins, our team, we will never message you asking for anything. If we ever message you, we will only give. We don't take, we will only give. All right. There's some people who are making some fake profiles and just completely saying some dumb things. But you know what? We'll take that as a positive, because MSL growth, we're growing, and they're unable to stop us, and some people are unable to digest the fact that we're here every morning working our asses off, right? Some people just cannot digest it. And I'm not gonna say much more on that, but we wish you all the best. Protect your gains, and we'll be doing a session shortly, sometime this week, hopefully, for some stock market tips. All right, and thank you guys. Protect your gains. Pankaj, I'll go over ATVI. Okay, quickly, ATVI. We bought this yesterday before the close on Microsoft. The deal is to be finalized in 2023, I believe, for them on ATVI. But personally, we have some calls. I'll be selling mine right at the open for some profits. If I think they should give us a little bit, right? And for ATVI, $80 will be a magnet level, right? 80 will be a magnet, right? 75 must not break. All right. If you're long ATVI, 75 must not break, but 80 will be a magnet. Means it'll keep revisiting $80, right? So that comment from Microsoft, the $85 is probably just gonna stay in this zone for some time. It's gonna be a very slow mover. All right. And spot, also very bad chart, but currently as support, just like any other chart. After Fed, I guess we'll know what to do, right? And but it's a nice little head and shoulder patterns, those that believe in head and shoulders, right, from here to here, and broke down, and now this support needs to be held. And if we can continue holding above this 184, 185 and go above 200, then we can see a move up higher. But again, until 2:30 Fed, ignore. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys back in the chat, and we'll be on voice chat, obviously.